this episode, we will be kicking off 90s November by taking a look at some forgotten 90s playsets. So, stick around. Hello, fellow dorks and dorkettes, and welcome to Nostalgia Syndrome. My name is Rob, and in this episode, we are kicking off 90s November. That means it's a month full of 90s content, and this is the second annual 90s November. So I'm pretty excited to kick things off with this episode about forgotten 90s playsets. This is the third one that we've done so far with 90s playsets, and yeah, there's so many awesome ones that we will get to eventually, but this time we got 5 pretty awesome ones to take a look at. So, without further ado, let's get to number 1. Our first playset comes from a TV show that was made by that Svengali of Americanized Japanese live-action TV shows, Saban. And this is from his Big Bad Beetleborgs TV show. This is the Beetle Battle Bass, released by Bandai in 1996. How many more B's can I say? Anyway, now the Battle Beetle Bass, yeah, there's going to be a lot of B's here. Don't turn this into a drinking game or you'll probably die. Anyway, the Beetle Battle Bass is pretty much just a grandiose garage. Alliteration. I'm just going nuts with it. Anyway, this is the home of the 3 Battleborgs AVs. They're like heavy attack vehicles. And the playset actually comes with all 3 of them. You have a green one, a blue one, and a red one. And each one of them has a different compartment that they are housed in. What's really cool is the red one is a flying one. So the playset opens up and it can come out, and it touts that it can hover. I'm not really sure how. I assume it's just like a little stand that it can plug into, that it, you know, kind of just hangs out above the base. But yeah, there's not a lot to really talk about. It's very simple, very plain. But if you were a fan of the Big Bad Beetleborgs, this was probably a crown jewel in your cap. Like I said, one of the most awesome things about this playset is the fact that it came with the 3 vehicles. But these aren't vehicles where the actual figures fit in them. They're just cars and a hoverplane thing that you can play with. I mean, all in all, that's still pretty cool. Our second playset puts a very fun spin on the act of torture, as this is the Crash and Bash chair from the Incredible Crash Test Dummies toy line. I mean, yeah, you just put your figure in this chair and have at it. I mean, it comes with gripper claws to pull them apart, different just ripping functionality. I mean, if this was any other action figure line, it would be pretty grisly. But since these dudes were made to fall apart and explode and, yeah, just be a glutton for punishment, it fits perfectly with the toy line. Now, we're going to take a look at what it says its features are. And mind you, this was for fun, not torture. It has a pull-apart adjustable chair with crank wheel, working bashing lever with 5 accessories, Working gripper claw holds Crash dummy figure and works with all Crash dummy figures not included. Now, I think the easiest way that we can kind of sum up this playset and see it in action is by watching the commercial. So, here we go.
It's the incredible Crash Dummies!
Hey, dummy, give me a break! Wheel!
With their Crash and Bash chair.
Crash Dad!
These guys really take a beating. But no dummy day would be complete without a ride in the Crash car.
Whoa! Don't shoot me, you dummy! Buckle your safety belt! And leave the crashing to us!
The incredible Crash Dummies. Crash and Bash chair and other stuff sold separately.
Number 3 comes from the Disney movie A Bug's Life, and this is the giant light-up anthill. And this thing actually looks pretty darn awesome. I don't know if it is cloth good or like a vinyl covering, but the anthill's just a frame that looks like wood with this cloth good or whatever stretched across it. Now on the inside, you have everything from acorn launching cannons, battle stations, this roller coaster catapult that it says, where you place the ball up into a wooden roller coaster track and it falls down into the catapult and then launches. I mean, that stuff's pretty cool. And on top of it all, it lights up. I mean, this is a battery operated playset with lights and different action features. I mean, who would have thunk it would have been from the movie Bug's Life that it would have so many neat features that would probably work for a lot of other really cool toy lines. Now, the front of the box touts that it has 6 features, but looking at this thing, it looks like it has a lot more. But the 6 that it talks about are, it's a light-up anthill bunker, roller coaster catapult, which I mentioned, 2 acorn cannons, which I also mentioned, a mushroom blaster, leaf telescope, and grasshopper traps, and much more. I mean, this thing looks like it is packed to the gills with awesome features. I mean, playsets like this don't come along often, especially in the 90s when playsets were starting to dwindle away from their heyday of the 80s. But yeah, I think this anthill is superb, and I'm really curious how much something like this goes for, you know, on the secondary market. I mean, it is Disney after all, so it might be a few extra bucks, but who knows. Our 4th playset is from RoboCop Alpha Commando, and this is the Cryo Safe, released by Toy Island in 1993. Now, this is a safe that you hide your RoboCop figure behind 3 doors. It has an electronic alarm if someone tries to tamper with your Cryo Safe and steal your RoboCop figure. Now, a really neat feature is you get to pick the code. It looks like it has different blocks that you place in to work as, like, you know, the tumbler system of the lock. So you have to set these 3 blocks, lock away your RoboCop, and then he's there for safekeeping. Now, as far as playsets go, not a lot to talk about, but it's kind of cool. It's a neat little just hiccup on the toy radar, because just RoboCop. We know how violent the first movie was, and the other ones after that kind of went downhill. But this Alpha Commando toy line had some really interesting things, like this Cryo Safe. I just wish I could find a video to hear what this electronic alarm sounds like. It would be cool if it had lines from the movie, like "Drop it, creep," or something like that. But maybe I'll take a look and maybe I can uncover something. So, let's see. Our 5th forgotten playset is from Simba in a unknown year. I would assume the 90s because the packaging just kind of screams 90s to me. But this is from the Masters of Mystery toy line, and this is Thunder Thor with Tower. Now, this thing looks awesome, and I would absolutely love to have it. What you get with this playset is, I can't tell you if Thunder Thor is the dude or the awesome saber-toothed tiger. This thing looks awesome, and the figures look to be 3 3/4 scale, so you could have Snake Eyes trucking around on this saber-toothed tiger, and it would be awesome. But anyway, you get the monster, the figure, and a little playset of a tower. I mean, it looks like the one feature of the tower is that it has an opening door. But just looking at the packaging, it actually looks like it has some really cool, like, background accessories. A little wall, and it looks like some winged bat-type creature. I mean, I don't know how much this thing originally cost, but I'm sure you get a lot of bang for your buck with it. I mean, a figure, a saber-toothed tiger, a tower, a bunch of little accessories. I mean, this thing looks wild, and I would love to have it. I'm really curious how much it goes for out there on the secondary market. I mean, who knows? This looks like a toy that would have originally been sold at like Big Lots or somewhere like that. But so awesome, so much potential, and yeah, I hope one day to get something like this in my collection. Okay folks, this was 5 forgotten 90s playsets, and I apologize if this video is way short and doesn't have a lot of details, but I couldn't find a lot of details for these playsets. Maybe that's how forgotten they are. I'm not sure. Really curious to see how forgotten they are when it comes to price, but I mean, you would think that 90s toys wouldn't be as expensive as 80s toys, but they are, and it's very shocking. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode, even though it was kind of quick. But if you did, please give me a thumbs up. If you got something to say, please leave a comment. I love reading them, and I love getting back to everyone. And if you're new around here and you enjoyed this, or any of the other episodes that YouTube is recommending down here, please hit subscribe. And if you hit that little bell icon, you'll be notified whenever there's a new episode. So anyway, until next time, thanks for watching. Keep being rad, and stay dorky.